Welcome to the Properties to Profit podcast. I'm Michael, your host. Excited to share with you my journey from a six-figure job to building a successful real estate business. Each episode will explore various aspects of real estate investing, from wholesaling and flipping to managing rentals. I'll share the lessons and insights I've gained, aiming to help you avoid mistakes and achieve your financial goals. Expect guest experts, valuable tips, and practical advice to guide you on your own real estate journey. Thank you for tuning in. If you find any value in this podcast, please subscribe, share, and follow me on social media. Let's turn properties into profits together. Hey guys, it is Michael with Properties to Profit, and I've got another exciting episode for you guys today. Today, I want to talk about education and masterminds and group things like that, right? Where you can really take your business to the next level. And I want to start out with saying one thing. If you're someone who's been to a lot of events, a lot of education, you're part of several masterminds, and you're stuck in the same place, do not pay attention to all this advice. You need to take more action before you go to the next mastermind, okay? There are so many gurus out there who say, hey, just join a mastermind, it'll help you. That's all true, but all the education in the world does not matter if you don't take action with it. I've met so many business professors who don't know how to run a real business. They can teach you on it, but education does not mean they can get the desired outcome, which would be a profitable business. So I wanted to start off with that as we talk into that. So we're going to talk to you guys about a couple different masterminds and education groups. And we're going to start with some of the big ones that I'm sure you guys have heard of in the real estate space. Obviously, the biggest one that I know of is BiggerPockets, right? That was one of the first events I personally went to. And it is a really great event to go to. There's a lot of people in the room. The first one I went to was October 2021, I believe. There were people who had $1 billion of assets, I think like 2 or 3 billion, guy who landed on a private jet. And there were people who had never done a deal. There were 18-year-old kids in there, single parents who were living paycheck to paycheck. So you have everyone there. Let's say 70 to 80% of the people in the room, of the 1,000 or so, hadn't done more than 5 deals. But that's a great way to go. Either way, if you're a smaller person, it's great to be around other people in your situation. And there's enough people there that are willing to talk to you and willing to give you actionable steps to get to the next level. But if you're a bigger person, there's a ton of people who want to be in your shoes. And it feels so good to be able to give back and help them overcome headaches and obstacles that you know they're going to face and challenges if you share your challenges. So that is one that I go to every year. I try to go to every year. I think it's very beneficial. It is a great room to be around, and there's some great people there, I think, personally. Another one I go to a lot, I'm wearing The Wealthy Way, and that is Ryan Pineda's group. He puts something on every quarter. Don't have to be part of his mastermind or education groups. I love what Ryan's done with Wealthy Way. It's been about business primarily. I know the one coming up in July is mainly about real estate, which I think is going to be amazing. But if you're a business professional or just want to grow as a sales professional or network with people, his events are 1,000 to 1,500 people, and they're quality people. His tickets are not cheap, but you get to meet some amazing people there. I've been to 6 or 7 of his events and met some amazing people. Ed Milet, Buy Back My Time. Dan Martell, couldn't think of his. I just read his book for the second time. Who was most recent at the one, Michael Jordan's coach. He brings a ton of quality people into these events. He's brought the Hermosis in and people of that nature. And when you're around these people, they're really inspiring you. Because if you're anything like me, you're not that big fish in the room. And so when you're around people who are, 10, 20, 50, 100x of you, it really pushes you to the next level. And so that's the importance of getting in those rooms, and it's every quarter, and it gives you some actionable steps. I'm going to share a story. Ben Newman was the opening speaker at his one second quarter this year. So we just had this one in April. And Ben Newman is a strength coach, worked for Alabama a little bit, helps some football players. And he shares a story of Ray Lewis on how every night Ray Lewis would pick a couple cards, go through the whole deck of cards, pull it out. If it was 10, do 10 push-ups, right? Because his mom was abused. And he wanted to be in a place that he would be able to stop his mama's abuse. And unfortunately, we all know who Ray Lewis is. He was able to stop that abuse and went on to become one of the best linebackers ever. I resonate with that story. I grew up in a family of abuse all the time. And I can't say I ever played with a deck of cards or anything like that. But I did listen to songs mine was LL Cool J. He had a nice chest and nice abs. So I would do push-ups and sit-ups till his songs would end. So one song would be all push-ups, the next one would be sit-ups. And it's because I wanted to be big enough and strong enough that when that someday I would be able to put a stop to the abuse that I was seeing in my family, in my life, the women in my family, all of those things. And so he talks about the burn, right? And I've got that burn. I've got that desire. You see this flick in me when my eyes kind of switch and you know something's going on. I have that, right? And I think a lot of us have it. We're just too scared to bring it out. Society has told us that we shouldn't be aggressive, that we shouldn't go all in on anything. We should always have a backup plan. I'm here to tell you that's fucking bullshit. You should go all in on what you believe in. As long as 3 things, it doesn't hurt anyone else, meaning like you're not violently out hurting someone else. It's legal, right? And it's productive to society. If it checks those 3 boxes, you're good to go. Go all in. You're always going to have people telling you you're wrong and that you're not there. So that story really resonated with me. And then Ben went on to talk about how if you're struggling in a place of life, whether you feel like you've reached success, and I think some people would say I've had some level of success. I believe I'm still on my first rung or second rung, on a rung of 100 plus. And so I've got a long way to go. He's talking about how you got to do hard things and you got to have discipline and keep on going. I would say I'm a pretty disciplined person. But he said, if you're struggling and not happy where you are in life, you have to do something hard to break that barrier and prove to yourself in your mind that you can keep going. So that's what I did. Last 28 days, I cut out ice cream and majority of sweets. I've had some blood sugar issues and stuff like that. So I've had to eat some sweets after workouts and stuff like that. But I have not had a full candy bar or anything like that. I've had a couple of lifesavers. That is it. And for me, I eat 1 to 2 pints every night. I've been known to eat 5 pounds of Reese's in a sitting. I cut all that stuff out. I've lost about 12 pounds in 28 days. But I've also worked out every day. And when I tell people I'm tired or my muscles ache, they're like, oh, your body needs time to recover. To that, I say, fuck that. There are people who continue to go and run and don't. Your body is capable of so much more. We just don't push it. We don't work it. We've been taught in this society that it's okay to be lazy. It's not okay to be uncomfortable. If something hurts, slow down. Well, I know my body pretty well. When something hurts, I know when I'm hurt, I can't keep going, or I know when I'm just achy and because I've worked my muscles. I need to eat more health. I need to eat healthier food, and I'm training my body and my muscles that I can do more. And I want you guys to do the same. And that is what you get with going to the wealthy way. Someone's going to resonate with you to keep on pushing. Something else, I can't remember her name, but I believe it was Emily Ford was there. And she talked about how you can be the one in your family to change your trajectory, but you got to let go of the pains, the anger, the regret you have with your parents for not pushing themselves. And you got to put yourself in your parents' shoes or anyone else that's been hurting you shoes and realize they were doing the best that they could. I don't think many people actually go out to intentionally hurt others. It's just what they grew up around. And so if you grow up around whatever product of your product of your environment. And so she really pointed out that, like, hey, your mom did the best that she could, but you're in a better technology age. You can learn, you can pay to get around other people to change your trajectory and draw the line in the sand for your family. I really want you guys to think about that. If you're blaming your family or something for not getting somewhere, you need to look in the mirror and realize it is 2024. You can control whatever your outcomes are going forward. So I really want to share that with you guys. The other thing I want you guys to take away from this is the networking. I pay to be the platinum group, or I don't remember what Ryan calls it, but you get to have dinner with the speakers, and those are some really high level conversations. And not that I deserve to be in those rooms, but the more you surround yourself with high level people, man, you're more likely to be a high level person. I recently had an employee quit, and it was pretty funny because I've had people tell me my whole life as a kid that I'd never have cars, I'd never have money, and all these things. And what's funny is I have money and a little bit of money, nothing major. And I have a few fun cars that they said I'd never have. And employee quit who doesn't have the money I have or the cars I have. And he told me he's quitting because he doesn't believe I'm a leader enough to get to the $10 million mark in our business. And I kind of giggled and realized I need to end the conversation. And when he left, I pulled out my phone. And the last person I had Facebook messaged, and we had like a 5 or 6 texts back and forth on Facebook message. Net worth was over $100 million. And the last 2 people I texted had businesses in the range of 15 to 50 million. So they always say, if you're around 5 people and they're millionaires, you're going to be the 6th. Well, I was actively talking to 3 people who had $10 million plus businesses before he walked into my room. So I really knew that I needed to end that conversation because I talked to 2 others in the last 24 hours too. So I know I'm going to be the 6th out of those people. And don't get me wrong, he's right. I'm not there yet. I got to improve and I got to get better. But here's the thing. We're human beings. We are going to grow. We have incredible capacity to grow. We just got to push ourselves and do that. And that's what I'm doing with building those disciplines that Ben talked about, finding my inner strength to keep going, even when I don't feel like it. And so those are a couple of things that you get from WealthCon, or those were takeaways that I had. They may not be the same takeaways for you. WealthCon's great because it teaches you how to, they talk about relationships and business and all those things. So I'm learning how to be a better dad. I don't have a significant other, but I'm learning how to be a better significant other next time around. I wasn't a great one when I ran my business the first time. And so all of those things and challenges I'm learning. And that's why I really encourage people to go to WealthCon. If you guys want to shoot me a DM, WealthCon, I'll get you a link and I can get you 50% off the next round of tickets. I think the next one's coming up in July. I think July 18th through the 21st, if you're listening to this before that in 2024. Other things, there's a ton of real estate specific things I've paid for. If you're in sales and you want to grow that, I pay Steve Trang and his team, and they've been really great to me. I love them. We sent our team out to them. We're going to get more one-on-one coaching with them. My team meets with them virtually every Wednesday to get feedback and stuff like that. If you're real estate specific and you flip in wholesale, Josh and Tiffany over here in Columbus, they're in my backyard actually. They own a education business called Results Driven that I've been a part of 18 months to 2 years, and they've played a massive role in that. And so like that's specific coaching to that business. I think Dan Martell's going to be one of the next coaches I hire. So what you're seeing is I'm always hiring coaches, right? I have a therapist that helps me with my mindset and helps me with leadership, all of those things. So I want you guys to know how important these things are to get to the next level. And you need to be doing these things if you want to get there too. But I want you to know, if you're not someone who takes action, you need to figure out how to take action. Go find a coach to help you take action. I've never been someone who sits down on the couch. I've always been an action taker. Sometimes I take action without knowing all the facts. That's probably what hurts me the most. So I got to slow down, digest information, and make the right decisions. And I've hired a coach to help me with that. It's amazing in today's world. So that was some feedback I wanted to give you guys on events and things like that and how important they've been to my growth. I think I've spent over $1 million in events the last 6 years. But those events have taught me so much in life, and I want you guys to keep on pushing. One thing I will tell you guys too is I will say some coaches or some events are better or worse than others, but I will say that there hasn't been an event that if you apply something to it and you're paying attention, even if it's the worst event, you will learn something for that cost. So I've always taken that away, that, man, as long as I apply myself, I'll be reminded of something or I'll learn something new that I can take and reevaluate and grow and double down on and get better. So guys, give me any feedback you got it. If you can follow me on Instagram at realestatemic02. And if you found any value in this, share this with someone. I would love to help someone else out. Appreciate you guys. And you guys have a great day. Thank you for listening to the Properties for Profit podcast. I hope you found today's episode valuable. If you enjoy the show, please subscribe and share it with others who might benefit. Follow me on social media for more updates and tips. Until next time, keep turning properties into profits.